每个是那个 scratch 的。No, I want to measure the one next to the. Oh, okay. This is the BN, that one. Okay, so I need to point one, and that will be the original 0 point, right?
For this one, just get to any device that you'd like to test, and then we'll test it, and then we'll set up the whole wafer stepping portion after. So.
Okay, so maybe I want to start with this one.
And what you'll probably see here is that this coordinate may or may not be okay. So it seems to be lined up with it.
It's okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so now we've got a connection. Now if we go back to wave view, and again, remember we don't have any stepping commands or anything in here. We're just going to go ahead and make the measurement. We'll say run.
Do you want to bring the card with the probe to measures?
Oh, okay. Well, that should have been done already. So that's that's the number one way that you break probes, because you're actually down on the device right now, but we didn't close the chuck. So effectively, so what you really want to do is the chuck comes up when you hit that. So we want to lift the probe way up. Then we'll say make contact right here. Oh, sorry. Okay. And then now you can put the
This
needle
one
down.
is manually lift up the chuck, isn't it? We do here and we control from here again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, some people, what they would do, myself included, is I never use that. It adds too many degrees of freedom.
I see.
So I never use that. I always just use here to go up and down. That way I don't have something in an unknown state. Just depends what you're comfortable with. But
so I actually don't need to put down this one. Even this one was in this lift up stage.
Oh, no.
I can control from the control.
No, you do. That needs to go down that needs to go down. So to be safe, probe should always go way up.
Okay.
Then put that down.
Okay.
And then, with the probe still way up, then make contact, bring the chuck into up position, and then put the probe down.
I see.
And I'm just saying that after I reach that point, I tend to leave that down. I tend not to use it as much, just because somebody comes along and they don't see that it's up, and they move the probes down, and then they say, oh, I forgot to put that down. They do it, and it crashes. And these are needle probes, but I'm more used to dealing with RF probes that run. Some of the millimeter wave frequency probes can run $15,000 a piece, so you don't want to crash them.
Yeah.
It wouldn't do much damage to these, so that's the good thing. So might damage your device. Okay, and so here's the Mes info screen. We'll come back to that later, and we can work on how to set that up. But you can see you could type something in here. So I'm just going to leave these blank for a moment and say done. So now we're doing our measurement. And this may take a while because of the long integration time. So what I tend to recommend is get a device that works first and sort out your measurement, figure out what you need for averaging, figure out what you need for all those things on the one device before you start into sweeping the whole. Did we leave this at the... Well, down here it does say waiting for measurement. Unfortunately, I don't get any data until it's done with the sweep. So I receive data on a per sweep basis. So I've instructed the machine to take the measurement, but it hasn't responded with any data yet. Which seems like an awful long time.
19.
Slower, I'm used to fast ones.
It's doing the measure.
That's
It's
a very
normal.
long.
It's gonna take long.
Okay, so there's the measurement. Now this screen came up prompting us to save the data. I tend not to have that come up, and the reason that came up was that in the user preferences up here, for Mina, over here on measure, it says prompt the user to save the file after measurement. So if I click on that, I can make it so it won't ask me to do that. Instead, I recommend doing your file saves from within the script and setting it up that way. So I'm going to say done there. It just says, do you want to save those? So there's our measurement. But instead, now let's play with that. Okay. Let's go back to here. And instead of very long, let's put them on medium. But instead of 0.1, let's do 0.01.
Oh, there's 2 points.
Oh, sure.
Oh. There we go.
Okay.
Okay. And then run. Now it's also on auto, which is making it slower too. So now what we could do is go back and put it on limited auto, which speeds it up. So it's an auto so that was a faster measurement. See, with the number of points, that looks fairly smooth. Now, if you wanted to see this transition,
Yeah.
you know, we can do something else. Like, so let's say we said, well, we really want to focus on maybe minus 0.2 to 2 also, plus 0.2. I can go back here. Let's add a measurement, but I'm going to copy the settings from this one. So I'm going to call it Y2 underscore BN
Dash
and silicon.
Fair test.
Fair test, and then zoom, I'm going to call it, just for the sake of argument.
Okay, sure.
And so I'm just going to have this one only go from 0.2 to plus 0.2. So we can examine that region in the knee.
Yeah.
And maybe I want to go to 0.1.
Can we
For instance,
enlarge
I
a
really
bit
wanted to look. I'm sorry?
Can we enlarge a little bit the compliance? Maybe for 2 milliamps is enough.
Okay, well in this case you won't need it because we're going in a much smaller
Oh,
area,
okay,
right? So we could even bring the compliance down if we wanted to, just to be
yeah,
safe.
Sure.
So,
We'll use a larger voltage.
excuse me. So I have a setup, but I don't have a script, right? So now I need another script to do that. And again, I could copy them from that one. Single dot IV sweep measurement zoom. And this is where I could either just take this and delete it and do it again, or I can say, well, I know that the name of the test is that with a zoom on the end of it. So you can type things in. I'm not going to do that. I'll just delete that. Show you again. So measurements, DCIV. I'm going to pick air test zoom. We'll use the same name. So now we have two scripts we could run. One is the wider view and one's the zoom just on that region. So now when we run that one, I think that was 400 points. So now, oh, did I run the wrong one? I ran the wrong one, I guess. Wait a minute, I'll zoom. Oh. I guess I didn't change it, sorry. Measurements, DCIV. I must not have picked that. There it is. Okay. Apparently I picked the wrong thing. I could put, and the other thing I could do is I could put them both in the same script as well. Do one followed by the other. So if we had wanted that, we could go back now to here and just go back to the regular test. We were looking at 201 points instead of auto. We could say we want to do limited auto.
Range control. Maybe. I don't think it matters. I just need to change this compliance higher. That's it. Yeah.
You want it, so you'd like to change the compliance height?
Yeah. Maybe like a 10 peak. Yeah.
Okay, so this is the range control. This will affect the speed.
Ah.
I'm just looking at, and then maybe 10 milliamps. You said.
10. That previously what that was milliamps. 1 milliamp.
1 milliamp.
Yeah, 10 milliamps.
That's the method that the instrument uses to. The instrument can only measure, has an A to D converter inside, and so let's say you're trying to measure femtoamps and you want to apply all 16 bits of that A to D to get good resolution in the femtoamp range. The machine ranges itself down to there and uses the A to D within that range, but then all of a sudden, say you're measuring 10 milliamps, it has to change, right? So the range control specifies how to go about doing that. There's actually a good application note I can send you on that. So auto says, you know, when you're using auto doesn't know what you're going to be measuring, so it's sitting there trying to find the right range, the lowest range it can to make the measurement that you're doing, and that can take time. Fixed, on the other hand, you might tell it use a fixed range, but then it'll miss entirely where it's supposed to measure. So limited auto is a combination of the two. I'll see if we can show that in a second.